all the ingredients scaled for the pas de choux base. So I have my 125 grams of whole milk, 125 grams of water. I have 110 grams of butter, 5 grams of sucrose, and 5 grams of salt. Yes, I have these scaled in a shot glass because that's just who I am as a person. Sifted pastry flour, very important that this is sifted, and then the 200 grams of fresh eggs at room temperature. By the time I get to that part, it will be room temperature, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. So I'm going to add the milk. I'm going to add the water. I'm going to add all the butter. And I'm going to add the salt. Which one's this salt? This one. And all the salt. Okay. All that is in. I'm going to take this over to the stove. And I'm going to put this at like a medium heat. I've never done this on a stove like this before, so this is also a learning experience for me. Okay. Once this comes to a simmer, we're going to add all of our sifted cake flour. Okay, we are almost simmering, and you're balancing on my paper towel roll. So let's pray my GoPro does not fall. Just going to wait for it to simmer a little bit. So and when we're whisking in the flour, we want to turn the heat off right away. Like, very important that the heat is off when you're whisking in the flour. Okay, we're simmering, heat's off. I'm putting in all the flour at once, and then don't waste any time, just whisk until it all comes together. Okay, and then it'll be like one big clump like this. Whoops. Okay, so once we have this clump right here, I'm going to switch to my spatula, and I'm going to turn the heat back on to a medium heat again. And then I'm just going to flip this around like this, kind of squish it down just a little bit for no longer than 1 minute. So also important that you don't do this for more than 1 minute. We want to hear it kind of like sizzling a little bit, and then that's when you want to stop. So I'm just flipping it around a little bit. Can you hear the simmering? Hopefully you can, because that's the sound we want to hear. And then we are almost done. Yeah, we're done. Alright. So now you have this big old clump of dough. Like that. Okay, so now that we have our dough in our KitchenAid with the paddle attachment, we're going to turn it up just to let some of that steam out. You see all that steam? Also, hopefully you can hear me, but I totally was wrong, and I did not add the sucrose, so make sure you do that in the beginning, in the sauce pot with the milk and the water and the butter. So we're just going to let a lot of this steam escape. It's pretty hot still. Okay, so I have my mixer on speed number 2, and then I'm going to take the 200 grams of eggs, and I'm going to slowly add them in sections, like that amount each time, just until our batter comes together. Give it a second so it can all incorporate nicely, because if you add too much egg for the dough, it won't be able to handle it all, so it'll just like fall apart and be nasty. And we might not need all the eggs, or we might need more. It just depends on the consistency. But if we do end up needing more eggs, instead of adding more eggs, we're going to add warm milk. So more whole milk. And the batter is going to look bad before it looks good again. It's going to look like it's falling apart and it's not coming together. But just keep adding eggs and it will eventually come together. I'm going to stop the mixer right now and scrape the bottom of the bowl back on 2. And we'll add a little bit more egg. Maybe it's my mixer, but this is like really getting stuck to the sides. So I'm going to scrape one more time. Okay. Alright, I'm going to add the last of my eggs. And we'll see where this takes us. I doubt it, but I'm going to scrape the bowl again. So we're actually pretty close. I might give it a minute to kind of do its thing. We might actually be there. Back on 2. Alright, let's see where we're at. Okay, so we're looking for a V on the paddle, which we have, which this actually looks perfect. So sweet. I guess I don't have to add any milk. We're exactly where we need to be. Alright. So I forgot to steal a piping bag from school, and I don't have any, so I'm going to have to use a full top sandwich bag, which that's fine. We can deal with that. And I have like a little round tip. I guess Wilton is like, it's 2A Wilton. We use like a number 11 at school. But I'm going to fill this bag with the tip and then some batter. Okay, so this is honestly like the nastiest thing I've ever looked at. But this is gonna be my piping bag for my eclairs, which I'll make it work. It'll be fine. So we're gonna do, oh, mind you, preheat your oven to 375 at this point. Okay, so we're gonna pipe like 2-inch long eclairs, and what we're gonna do, can you see? This is super hard to do. Okay. So you're gonna pipe I don't even know how to explain it. So you're just going to pipe like a 2-inch long eclair. I'm releasing pressure, pressing down on the sheet. Okay, this is really hard to do with one hand, but pressing down on the sheet and then bringing it back up so that it's a nice little log. Look at how cute he is. Okay, I'm going to try to do that again with one hand. But I need to see what I'm doing. Okay. That's not even 2 inches either. But I have the same amount of pressure all the way through, pressing down and bringing it back up. And these look like not very good, but you get what I'm trying to say. Okay, don't look at that one. That one's bad. Let me try to give you a better angle. Okay. That one's pretty good. Okay, look at that guy and look at the first guy. It also help if you like measured out 2 inches on a parchment and then put it under, like, so if you took a piece of parchment, did 2 rows where it was 2 inches long, or like 2 or 3 rows where it was 2 inches long, and then put it underneath a clean parchment, pipe it so that they're all like equal length, and then pull that marked parchment out from underneath. That would be a lot better, because like these are not even close to the same size. Like, who is that guy? I don't know what he's doing. So let's try another row. Oh my god, I'm struggling so bad. Okay, for the sake of demo, I'm gonna stop here because this is just stupid. Okay. Okay, so I have a little bit of egg wash. I'm not doing anything fancy. It's literally just a beaten egg. Then I'm gonna take my little brush. If you have like a bristle brush too, that works. We can try to fix these little humps that they have with the brush, with the egg. So you just want to like lightly pat them with egg wash. Don't overdo it, but hopefully, see, like some of these humps are going down, so these might actually turn out okay. I'm pretty excited about it. But pretty gently. I'm like not putting any pressure on at all. And then this little guy, I don't know why he's here. He's not uniform at all. Alright, I'm going to dip in one more time. Like I said, do not overdo it on the egg wash. Just patting it down. Getting rid of those humps. Dipping in one more time. And these do puff up a lot, so if you think that they're gonna like turn out really ugly and hideous, you're probably wrong, because they lose their shape. Cool. Okay, so these are all egg washed, ready to go in the oven. I'm gonna bake them for like 25 minutes and then check on them, but I'll show you what they'll look like when they're ready to be pulled out of the oven. Okay, so timer went off for 25 minutes, and I took out the trash and did my dishes because I was feeling very, very insecure that you could see my dirty kitchen. So, these are what they look like after 25 minutes. We're not quite there yet. I'm gonna do like 10 more minutes. Let's try that. But in the meantime, so before we start the pastry cream, you want to make sure that you have a pan covered in plastic. Yes, this is tin foil. I don't have plastic. So I'm not even sure if this is gonna be okay to do, but whatever. So take your pan and wrap like literally the entire thing in plastic, and then once you finish the pastry cream, it's gonna go on top of that plastic and then get covered again with more plastic. So I'm just gonna. Okay, so I have my whole milk. I have my first scaling of sucrose. I have my first scaling of cocoa powder. I have my egg yolks. My second scaling of sucrose, my pastry cream powder, which we are substituting for cornstarch, kind of the same thing, and then my second scaling of cocoa powder, and then the chocolate 60%. So we're going to put the milk, the first scaling of sucrose in, first scaling of cocoa powder in. Okay, we're gonna whisk that. Okay, so I have a separate mixing bowl that I'm gonna put my other scaling of sucrose in, my second scaling of cocoa powder, and my cornstarch. Holy cow. dry. After you put the yolk in, you want to make sure that you're mixing like you're not just like letting it sit and like hang out, like because the yolks get really dry really quick. So we're just gonna mix this together. It's really hard to hold the camera and to get this together. Okay, so I have the milk and cocoa powder and whatever else. Sucrose was in here. I have this on the stove on like a medium heat, and once this starts to steam, we're gonna pour like the tiniest bit into our egg yolk mixture to temper it, and then right after that's tempered, we're gonna take a strainer like this guy, and we're going to strain it back over the pot so we get any cooked egg yolk out of there and it's all combined together. So we're just waiting for this to start steaming so we can temper the yolks. So these little bubbles that you see right here, we're going to wait till those are... Okay, so we are almost... I could probably temper them right now actually. So I'm going to pour like the littlest bit into our egg yolks. And I'm going to start whisking right away because right now that's cooking the egg yolks. And then I'm going to take my strainer, go right over the pot, and pour this back over. Get my spatula. Scrape everything out. Alright, see, that's what that caught. We don't want that in there. So now I can already kind of feel this getting pretty thick. Okay, once again, ran out of memory. Oh my gosh, how this isn't gonna stay. Okay, so back to where we were. Back on medium heat, and we're gonna stir. It's pretty thick right now. We're waiting for it to boil. So stop whisking every couple of seconds, for literally for like 2 seconds, just to see if big bubbles are boiling. So I'm just going to keep continuously whisking. That's very important. And once this is boiling, we're going to put in our 60% chocolate. Alright. We are boiling. So I'm going to turn the heat off and throw the chocolate in. And I'm going to stir this in. I should have chopped this chocolate into smaller pieces. Okay, so this is what we're looking for. It's nice and thick. It's going to thicken up even more once we pop it into the fridge. I'm going to take my spatula again, and I'll take you back chocolate pastry cream on this foil. And then I'm going to sprinkle it. Plastic is what it's supposed to be, just so it doesn't form a skin. And I'm going to pop this in the... Okay, so this is our pat a choux after 35 minutes in the oven, and I don't know why they made little tails, but those are not supposed to be there, so just... That's definitely my bad. You probably won't have little tails on yours, but those are not supposed to be there. Okay, and then I also have this super duper tiny pastry tip. It's the tiniest thing I've ever seen. It's, what is it? Doesn't even have a number on it. Okay, so we're gonna take them, find an attractive eclair. This guy's pretty good. He's pretty nice. So I'm gonna take the frosting tip and I'm gonna poke one side of, oh my god. Okay, let's try another eclair. Alright, I'm gonna poke one side, there we go, and then the other side. So it has two holes in its butt right there. You're gonna do that to every one because that's where they're gonna get filled. Okay, so we have all of our eclairs poked and ready to go. The chocolate pastry cream. And another sandwich bag. Hopefully you have pastry bags. So I'm going to take, so I'm going to go into one hole and then fill it up a little bit, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. And then go in the second hole. Oh no, my bag's ripping. Shoot. Okay, we're gonna move on. And just go into the next hole and just fill it. You're supposed to fill it till it comes out of the other hole, but this sandwich bag is not gonna let me do that. Okay, there we go. That's what you want to see. Do you see the other hole, how the pastry cream's coming out of it? That's what you want. That's when that's filled. So you're literally going to do the same thing to every eclair. And it can actually fit a lot of pastry cream. This is also going, oh my god. Okay, well, you get the point. You saw one eclair, so we'll move on. Okay, so this is going to be your finished product. Mine don't look very pretty, and I'm gonna go ahead and say, because I didn't have pastry bags, and I was using this. But to Frosties, all you have to do is melt your leftover Ghirardelli chocolate, or whatever chocolate that you bought that was 60%. Melt it over the stove and just dip it upside down, like a donut or whatever else, and just let them set, and they're all set to go. See, they're nice and filled. They're super duper fluffy and airy. They're super good. Good luck!